Hi everybody, this is Diane. I have one more Christmas journal to make, and I'm going to do a little bit of work on that today. And like I have said before, I want to be done with Christmas journals by the end of the month. Today is Thursday, October 26th, so that doesn't give me much time. I may have to go a day or two into November, and that will be fine. So let me show you what I have going on here. I finished the wire-bound journal yesterday, and I have a mess. I say that every time. So I did that like lunchtime. I was done. So then after lunchtime, I put the cover together, or started putting the cover together for the next one. I'm usually intimidated by a fabric cover, and it's hard for me to get started on it. But I just buckled down and got started on it, and I was very happy with the way it turned out. Of course, I still have to put something on the inside, but I used this fabric piece that Carina sent me. It was one long piece. These two were joined in one picture, and then it was connected to this picture. If you saw some of my videos, you may have seen this piece. So it was one long piece of fabric. So I decided, after much thought, to cut this in half and split it up between the front and the back covers. And I added a plaid for the background. And then on the inside, once I get this covered, which I won't do till after I sew the signature in or glue the signature in, I'll put a fabric down, and then I will add these pieces to the inside. These are not cut exactly in half because he was like in the center, so I wanted them to be together. So I'm going to try to figure out if I can make that into a pocket, and maybe this into a pocket, but they'll be on the inside. And I have this little piece that I can cut up, and I'll show you what I want to do with that. I thought it would look pretty to cut out some pieces, and like I would have another piece here and then another piece here. So just going down the spine to kind of draw the reds in toward this dark green. So I'm liking the way it looks, and I may also add some buttons to the front cover. So I selected, look at that pretty, can you see the flower design in there? I selected some buttons that I might use, and if so, I will sew them right to the cover before I, put fabric on the inside, just for a fun element. So I'm going to tuck these in the drawer here so they don't get lost. So that's what I'm working with, and it's kind of hard for me to tell how big the pages should be, because I'm going to put this in the center, that's where the signature will be sewn, and then I will glue this. I'll have fabric over it, and I will glue the whole thing and then add more fabric. Maybe I'll show you that process. But when you put your signatures in, these are the signatures that I have started. And it kind of wraps around, so one of the signatures is right here, and so it pushes the edge of the paper forward. You can see the difference there. So I have a hard time knowing how big to cut the paper. So I cut it I cut it too big, and then kind of tried to put it all together like I just did and figure it out. So I ended up with 7 inches for the width of the paper, and it's 9.5 tall because the book cover is 10 inches. So if I measure from like right here to here, it's 7. So I think the signature is back here a little bit, because when I put it in there, it seems to be the right width. And if not, I had that problem with the first time I tried making a journal like this. This was my cover, and it ended up being narrower than I thought it would. And my pages were too wide when I stuck them in there, and the pages Let's see if I pull that trim back, the pages stick out. But I fixed it by putting on this, and it kind of hangs over and it looks great. Nobody would ever know. And then it wraps like this. This is an Amity Bloom Everyday Journal from her course. I'm doing it slightly different in this one. She doesn't use the piece of cardstock in the middle. I'm doing that. So what I'm going to show you is different from what she did. So I'm not going to be, you know, showing you stuff that I shouldn't, because once you pay for a course, it's her property, not mine, and I'm not supposed to share that information. So anyway, that's what I've got so far. So I'm going to take my signatures and focus on them. I have 6 signatures. Yep, 6 signatures, and there's about 4 or 5 pages in each signature. And I've already done a little bit of work. I did have to add to the pages so that they would be wide enough. And for this page, I overlapped it more than I needed to sew this piece to this so that I could have a pocket on this, on the inside. I didn't do that. I think I did it on 2 pages. And then I took one of the pieces, the embroidered pieces that Carina sent me, and made a pocket out of it. I glued it to cardstock and added this trim. This is also from Carina. These came from Sweden, and vintage rickrack. And that makes a cute little pocket. And I put one of my 1940s cards. You can see the scrapbook paper glued to the back. You know, the scrapbook page. And that goes in there, and I'll probably put something else in there. And on this page, this was a double-sided paper, but the rest of it was all white. So I added this really thin Christmas wrapping paper or tissue paper, and it's vintage. I think somebody sent that to me. I don't think it was Carina, but I could be wrong. And I glued that to it and just added a little trim here and this paper to write on. Oh, well, there were 2 of them there. And this is glued to my little angel. Huh. I did not know that there were 2 pieces of paper there. I'll have to maybe just cut carefully around that. Anyway, you get a piece to write on, and I added this little 1940s sticker. This paper, the edge here isn't glued down. So then you can, I mean, I should have left it white if you wanted to write on it, but I wanted to cover it, so you could actually glue pictures to it or glue a piece of paper. You could, like a little piece of paper you could write on. I'm leaving it like this, I think. Now this page is a music page from a really old magazine from the 30s, and it's called Carol. But I don't want this page in there, so I do have some papers that I brought in that I can use to cover up things and give you some journaling space. So I was thinking about putting that on it. It's off a tablet that I got at a flea market. It says, "Don't say it, write it. A competitor is listening." But it's just a journaling page. So I could put that there, but I also want to cover those pieces. So let's see what else I have. I have some, I don't have a lot of scrapbook paper left because I used all the big pieces to build out my pages. And I did not buy Christmas scrapbook paper this year, and I think I'm running out of it. And that's fine, because I don't even care if I don't make Christmas journals next year. I think I'll use this. Oh, I have this wrapping paper too I could use. Get a piece of it out. So I could put a little bit of the trees down here, or candy canes. Let's do candy canes. He's kicking the cat. That's cruel and rude. I think when I'm done with this final Christmas journal and I get some of my Christmas leftover supplies in my shop, I think I want to work on something simpler, easier, and maybe that will be, maybe I want this down here. Maybe it will be a stash buster project. Use up some of my stash. Yeah, let's do that. That gives a little more space for writing. What I had, this part takes up a lot of space. I'll use that in something else. So I'm not sure what kind of journals I'll make, but I think it will be a stash buster. Whether it's a wire bound or a sewn in signature, or I'm not sure. I don't need to think about that right yet. And I know I said I'd go back to circus journals after Christmas, but I need to do something a little bit simpler first. Got drippy glue here. But it's not a full bottle and I don't want to stand it up. Some of the stuff I want down here so I can access it. Okay, there's that page. This is just a stationery piece with the right colors, and I think that is my last piece of that. I really liked that paper. It worked in a lot of different journals. This I already worked on some. It's a leftover scrap that wasn't supposed to show because you're going to flip it up and you'll see it. But there it is. You'll see it. I think I did something. This was supposed to cover that up, but I put it to the wrong side. But anyway, this is scrapbook paper and some fabric that is glued to and sewn to cardstock. And I added this felt snowflake and added this strip of fabric, and all I have to do is glue the other end of the fabric to the back side of this paper, and we'll have a flip. Move it over a little bit. And I have something special to put in there. This was sent to me from Carina, and it's actually probably made in the United States because it's a Dover book. So it's a little Tom Tierney paper doll book from Dover, and it's a little Swedish girl. So I have the paper doll here, and she fits in this pocket, and where did it go? Look at that, I like that for a Christmas journal. Here it is. This one is the Festival of St. Lucia, or Lucia. And that's a Christmas festival, so I'll put that in this pocket. And I'll make sure this one goes in the journal somewhere. I'll probably end up, whether these pieces go in the journal or not, I will make sure everything goes with the journal, you know, like an extra packet. But I think I'd like to put this in there because of the colors. That's Midsummer, but I will include it with the extras, and I will include this one in the journal. That's just something fun to put in there. And this is white, so I want to do something with that. I had this in here somewhere. Oh, I think I had this in this pocket. And I'll probably put another kind of a paper in there too. So what do I want to do to this white? I don't have to add paper to every single, but I think I like that. I can put that there. And add this and make it a pocket. But I think I'd like to sew around that and then glue it to the page. So I'll just paper clip it here for now until I get over there to sew it. And I do have plenty of things that can go in the pocket. I have these tags. These were in the wire-bound journal, but I made 3 of each, or 2 of each tag, so that I would have some for this journal to save me a little time. So I do have those that can go in a tall pocket or a tall page. Here's a little card. This is a Happy New Year card. I can tuck that in there. Maybe I'll just stamp on this side of the page. Just something small so we have lots of space for writing. I have this Santa Claus Christmas stamp. I'll stamp that in red. And maybe some stars. see if either of these yellows would show up. Oh, that's good. I'll just use that one. Put one more in the corner over here. In case you're wondering, this is Stampin' Up! Ink, and this was Hello Honey. And then I have a piece of fabric in the middle of this. Oh, you know what? I was thinking that I would sew this to the page and have pockets. So maybe I'll put that in a different signature. I'll put this one in, this one. Just sew it in. So you could glue stuff to the back of it to write on or whatever. You can glue photos to the back of it. Alright, I'm going to look in my everyday journal and see if I have an idea for something to do there. Oh, I did have an idea for it. I already have it prepped, and it's another paper doll outfit. And I'm just going to glue that right there. I just took that page with her outfit and sewed it to some cardstock so it can be a tuck spot. So I was a little prepared, but I think that's the extent of it. The rest of it is going to be, let's see, what should I do here? And I could make this into a journaling card and tuck it in there. It's a piece of scrapbook paper. I'll just leave it there for now. And I might add a fabric tab or something here. This could be a pocket. I have this fabric piece that needs to be a pocket. Could have made that a little bit bigger. And I don't think I need to put it on cardstock. I think I'll just glue it. I have quite a few of these first day cover envelopes with stamps, so something like that would fit nicely in there. I'll just wait till it dries before I stick it in there. And I don't know what to do to that page. I could just leave it for the new owner to do something to it, but who wants to do that? I'm looking in my book for ideas. You know, I'm thinking that I might look at my Tsunami Rose Christmas ephemera. digital ephemera that I haven't used in a while. I haven't printed it, but there's so many of them that are so nice that maybe I'll print something just to glue on there to write on. So I guess I'll wait and see what I can print. I wasn't going to print more stuff, but I might do that. Next signature. I am going to sew this piece here. I wanted to make sure that got put in here. I do need to have something for these big tags, so let's put one of them here. And what could be the pocket? Let's see. I want to make sure this goes in there. Carina did not send this to me, but I got it at the flea market, and it is a Swedish postcard or Christmas card. It was written, I don't know what 1257 means. Maybe it's December 18th, 57. But yeah, it's Swedish. So I want to make sure this goes in the journal. Oh, she should go in there too. She matches the napkin that I made this tag with. Well, maybe I could do something with one of these little tags. These are British, I think, but Carina sent them to me. I could make that into a pocket. That would be cute. I think my sisters are texting me. My phone is dinging. Let's see how this looks. I went to Applebee's with my friend Debbie. That was not planned for the day, but we haven't seen each other all summer, and she had to be in my area. She lives a little over an hour away from me. She had to be in this area today, and she thought she could meet me for lunch at Applebee's, before her appointment. So we did that. And I just got chicken tenders, but they changed their chicken tenders. They're smaller. You get a lot of them. It's not that I didn't have enough, but they're smaller and skinnier, so they're a little more dried out. It was disappointing. I think they were cooked too long because they were smaller. And I didn't eat very many of them. I brought most of them home. And now I'm hungry because I didn't eat much. I was too busy talking. She had limited time because she had to be somewhere, so I just didn't eat very many of them. So now I'm sitting here working and thinking, I'm hungry. I think this would look better because this is all red and this is mostly red. So I think that looks better in there. That'll be cute, I think. Do I want to sew it or glue it? I think I want to, I'll just glue it. I'll just glue it this time. Let's put some pom-poms on there. That would be cute. These pom-poms are from Carolyn. Now, I don't know if I have any more Christmas scrapbook paper. I'm just going to go in the other room and see. I'll be right back. I do. I didn't remember if I had any I was putting in journal kits. So I'm taking some back from journal kits because I ran out. I don't have any big pieces to make pockets. So I want to make another pocket for another tag. And I think I'll put it on this one. And I like this snowflake paper. That might look better on that paper though. And I was thinking of doing kind of a large curved pocket for something a little bit different. And do I want to just try drawing the curve myself? Oh, this little piece of fabric is going to go on this to be a pocket. So I think instead of putting a pocket here, I'm just going to go ahead and do it here. And I can use this as a background for that to give it a little more size, because this is a tall page. And then this, it could be a double pocket. Although it might be hard to put something in there because of all of the threads on the back to get caught on. What I could do is glue this to some paper. Not necessarily cardstock, just a paper, so that it covers up those threads. Okay, that's the right width. You won't see the blue. I'll get rid of some of these threads. Such pretty trim, and this came from Sweden, from Carina. Tomorrow is my dad's appointment for his iron infusion, and that's going to be a long appointment, and I'm taking him, so I won't have a lot of time in here. And Saturday I'm spending the day with my sisters. We're finally going to the windmill, and I hope they still have grapes. The weather was bad the day we were supposed to go. And then Sunday I'm going to be at my son's house after church, so I'm not going to have much time. So that's why I'm thinking I won't get this done before the last day of October, which I think is Tuesday. I would have Monday and Tuesday to work. That was just a goal I set for myself, and it's no big deal if I don't reach that goal. Okay, that looks cute. I want to round the corners on this. And maybe put a thumb notch in there. I like to do it off center because I don't like to measure, and if I try to eyeball it, it's not going to be centered. But if I put it off center on purpose, of course, I did it on purpose. Kind of flatten that out a little bit. Got that idea from Jessica at Two Silver Oranges. My dad's appointment is at 1:30, and we live pretty close to the hospital, so I probably wouldn't have to leave here till 1 o'clock, maybe a little bit before that, just to make sure. But so I'd have the morning to be able to be in here and do a little bit of work. My mom said, you can just drop him off and go back when he calls you. No, I'm not going to do that. If it was me, I would want someone there. Yes, I like that. If I get to be in the room where he has the infusion, we'll both have books to read, and he might fall asleep. Maybe, I don't know. But it gives us a chance to talk. We've been doing a lot of chatting in waiting rooms lately. It's nice. We both like to read. We both like history. We both like music. So we talk a lot about books and history and music. I think I like that one better in there. Maybe I'll put her in here. This gives you a place to write. A thought I could use this if I cut off the Lily of the Valley or cover it with a sticker, but I can just cut it like that. I'll give you more journaling space and you'll still see the ornament background. Sorry, hit my tripod. This is the vintage wrapping paper that came out of the scrapbooks. They're in pretty rough condition. They look cute like that, though. So for this journal, I don't really have a game plan. I just look at what I have that I want to make sure goes in the journal and then figure out how I'm going to incorporate it. And then I can go back and do any extra stuff. Make sure I use some of these little pieces, the stamps and stickers and stuff. I guess I don't need to include the cloud. Got clogged. First it wouldn't stop and then it got clogged. It's about time for us to be finished. How many of you watched some videos from all 6 of my Christmas journals this year? There was the first Swedish one, which was made with a Reader's Digest book cover, red and green one, and it had, I guess it was a Swedish little girl that I put on the front, and I don't remember what it was from, but it was something Carina sent me. So she was the decoration on the front. And then I did 3 that weren't with the Swedish stuff. I did Cozy with the sweater patterns and cocoa and cookies and stuff. And what else? I did the Domestic Arts one. And that was a big one. What was the other one I did? Oh, Raggedy Ann's Merriest Christmas. And then I went back to the Swedish ones and I did the wire-bound one and this one. So if you watched all of them, or even if you watched a few of them, did you have a favorite of the Christmas journals? What style do you like? It's hard for me to pick a favorite. I have a fabric piece in the middle here. Figured this was the best way to use up more of the fabric pieces that Carina sent me. It adds a nice interest to the book. Alright, I don't know what the next step is going to be. Like, I'm just going to keep decorating pages without a game plan. But I thank you for coming along for what we did today. Let's see, I think this goes this way. And then this, I don't know, doesn't really matter. But we've got to start. We've got a lot to do. But there's a start. I'll probably keep working. Probably won't record anything more today. Which one was I just in? This one? Nope, this one. Okay. I was thinking I needed to put this somewhere, but I don't. I have to make another pocket. I'm enjoying this process. I hope you are too, and I'll see you very, very soon. Have a creative day today. Bye-bye.